The Great Hunger, Famine and Migration, 19th Century Ireland. In 1840, the potato crop in Ireland failed.
Over 1 million would die of starvation and disease.
The Irish potato famine was a turning point in American history because it dramatically changed the cultural and geographical aspects of America. In 19th century Ireland, a normal day would consist of Irishmen spending long, hard hours working in the fields to harvest crops that would soon be exported to different countries. After spending their day in these fields, they would come home to harvest their own potato crops so that they could feed their families. Irish families would live mainly off of potatoes and milk. As they would figure out later on, it was not very smart to just rely on one crop. Potatoes grew well in cold, boggy terrain and were Ireland's most popular crop. Before the potato famine hit Ireland, the population was close to 8.5 million, and the potato crop supported a mass population expansion.
In 1845, a potato famine ravaged Ireland's agricultural landscape and devastated Irish people. An unknown fungus attacked the potato crops and ruined the rest of that year's harvest. The potato was part of the Irish society in the mid-1800s, and the failure of that year's crop caused social crumble. Years before the famine were very tough for the Irish. They were anything but free people under England's rule, and laws were not in their favor.
When the potato famine occurred, Ireland was already a poor country, and income per head was about 50% less than the United Kingdom. During the first potato blight, the Irish were lost and didn't know what to do. Their most stable crop had been ruined for the season. The famine dates back to 1846, when the first deaths from the starvation were recorded. At first there were food riots and protests, but the anger soon became despair, for they had lost their most important crop.
About 2 million left Ireland, leaving their families and homes behind.
The ships were not the best for travel, and many died during these voyages.
From 1845 to 1850, around 1 million died of starvation and disease, and close to 2 million emigrated to other countries. Roughly 25% of the population would either leave or die. While the famine continued, the English were no help at all. They decided to let the Irish figure things out on their own. With most people sick or dying and the inability to stand up to England, many Irish left the country.
Irishmen who left their country sailed by ship to countries such as Canada, Australia, and the United States of America. They went to other countries as well, but fare could be expensive. The ships from Ireland were known as coffin ships, mainly because of the number of deaths on them. The ships were overcrowded and unsanitary. The passengers were bound to develop diseases like typhoid. There also wasn't much food, and many died of starvation on the ships. Of the 100,000 Irish that sailed to North America during the famine, about 1 in 5 died of disease and malnutrition.
Most Irish chose to go to America because they saw hope in this new country. America was young, vast in size, and named the Land of Opportunity. While on coffin ships, Irishmen yearned for the hope in this great country. When they arrived in America, the Irish still had memories of how badly the English treated them, and how bleak the future was for Ireland. Over 2 million Irish came to America because of the famine.
The Irish impacted the culture, politics, religion, and education in America. The hunger ended, but it never went away. It was there in silent memories, from one generation to the next. The time to take away the silence has to come, to commemorate, to mourn what was lost, to celebrate what survives, without apology or fear. We have it in our power not only to remember what took place, but to relive it, to find the hungry and lost, not a different race, but the faces of our ancestors, an image of ourselves.
When the Irish arrived in America, they were treated very badly. Some American businesses put signs in windows that read "No Irish applications accepted." Instead, Irishmen who could get jobs settled for low-paying, hard-labor jobs like digging canals and working railroads. Some would say Irishmen were treated worse than slaves. A diary entry was found after the famine, and it read, "It's foolish to think that the many who emigrate don't mean a loss to Ireland. Hopefully, Ireland is blessed in return for those sacrificed to other lands."
The Irish potato famine was a turning point in American history because it affected the culture of America. The Irish brought religion to America. Their religion was mostly Catholic, while America's religion had been Protestant. Therefore, many Americans did not want to associate with the Irish. Irishmen also brought music to Ireland, which had been a big part of their everyday lives. The fiddle was the most popular instrument in Ireland at this time period. Emigration during the famine had impacted us today because the fiddle is known as the violin, which is played all around the world. The Irish shaped American arts and recreation entertainment with the introduction of their native dancing, music, and drama. George M. Cohan produced musicals with recurring Irish themes. John Ford directed films with Irish subjects. Walt Disney and Bing Crosby provided other types of entertainment for Americans. These people are legends of entertainment and will be for generations, and all of them have Irish lineage that can be traced back to the family. Sports names include boxer John L. Sullivan and baseball owner Connie Mack, who also have Irish descendants. The U.S. Census in 2003 reported that Irish Americans have higher educational backgrounds than the average American. The Irish are also known for their drive to succeed. Without the famine, the United States would not be where they are today. Looking back on the famine, you may see times of despair, but these times only made the Irish more determined to go on. The years of the famine were hard, and the bullying of England didn't help, but the Irish pulled through. Families were pulled apart, and loved ones watched their own families die. Although these times were devastating, the Irish potato famine had a great impact on the nation. It increased the Irish population and changed the culture and religion of America. The Irish potato famine was a turning point in American history because it dramatically changed the cultural and geographical aspects of America.